Jesus was not a black man. I saw this well-known preacher on Easter Sunday was saying, he was preaching that Easter Sunday, Resurrection Sunday, the death, burial, and resurrection that they preach about was all about the persecution of a black man, and that how Jesus was a black man, and that his evidence that Jesus was a black man was because he didn't get a fair trial by the Roman government, and that he used that, begin to manipulate the black men in the room and start declaring no weapon formed against the black men will prosper, no legal weapon will formed against the black men will prosper, and all of this Marxist, fascist nonsense that he was spewing from the pulpit. And I was watching as men stood up in the room and they're shedding tears over this nonsense, and my heart is broken because I'm thinking, man, what you're hearing right now in this moment is not even consistent with the word of God. I know some of you got him hanging on your wall, a black man with locks, but Jesus was not a black man.
So I know I'm late, right? Because this video is old. But Philip Anthony Mitchell of 2819 Church claimed that Jesus was not a black man, and then frames anyone who says otherwise as manipulative, Marxist, racist. So what I do professionally is I'm a logician, okay? I teach logic for a living, and I help you to identify logical fallacies. So let's do that with this video. The first fallacy is a straw man fallacy. So notice what happens. He doesn't actually refute the historical claim. Instead, he reframes it emotionally. He says, I once heard a pastor say that Jesus was black, and that was manipulative. But here's the problem. Calling someone Marxist or fascist does not make it false. So that's a straw man fallacy. Attacking the tone of a message instead of actually addressing the evidence behind that message. Point number two, the loaded term Jewish, right? Then comes the sleight of hand. Over and over and over, he uses the term Jewish, knowing full well that when modern audiences hear the term Jewish, they picture European faces like this, Ashkenazi communities, Hasidic communities, and even Amish-looking people or Benjamin Netanyahu. So what's happening? The European whitewashed imagery is doing all of the work for him and not the definition or the research. Because the Bible does not define the Israelites by modern European Jewish identity, nor were they ever white. The term Jew in the New Testament is a tribal covenantal term, not a racial category defined in modern Europe, essentially smuggling in a white image without even proving it. But honestly, I get it, because he cannot actually disprove Jesus's appearance. And here's the key point. At no moment does he demonstrate that Jesus wasn't a dark-skinned Israelite from the Near East, because he can't. Moreover, in prophetic imagery, Jesus is described as having bronze-colored skin and woolly textured hair. Even though it's prophetic literature, these people actually saw Jesus, okay? The Israelites being in Africa, right? That's not a fringe idea. After 70 AD, the Israelites didn't disappear. They migrated heavily into North and East Africa and even West Africa. Christianity flourished in Egypt, Nubia, Ethiopia, all over Africa, centuries before Europe ever even knew who Christ was. So Africa did not receive Christianity from Europe. Europe received Christianity through African people and Near Eastern transmission. That historical fact alone destroys this idea that whiteness is the default image of Christ. But he has to say that. So I just want to close with this, right? Because folks may think, oh, you're hating, right? It's not about hating people. It's about refusing to let rhetoric replace the truth. Jesus did not come out of Europe. He did not come out of white people. The Bible did not come out of Europe or white people. And the people of God did not begin in Europe. The Israelites are not Europeans. So if your theology requires whiteness to feel safe, then you're not defending the gospel at all. You're defending an image that is found in white supremacist Christianity. Shalom.